Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Right, so I think last we stopped with the ID works, means the interior designing work basically. That we haven't completed the model placementations basically, that like furniture objects. Okay, so you can complete that by your end basically there. Today we're going to start with a new discipline that was about the HVAC, means the heating, ventilation, air conditioning basically. Right. Now, do you know the fundamentals of HVAC?
Not really, sir.
Okay. Now, HVAC actually stands for heating, ventilation, air conditioning basically there. And the fundamental principles are something like this basically. So, in HVAC, means if you're doing a centralized heating and cooling systems basically then, you have an equipment basically there. Equipment called as diffusers basically there. Do you know what are diffusers? No.
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. I'll show you what are diffusers. Let me take you to my MAP class. Right. So, can you see these objects over here? These and these objects.
Yes, sir.
These are called diffusers basically. Okay. So this is diffusers. This is something from where the air conditioning comes basically. The centralized air conditioning comes basically. Now, a diffuser can be of three types. Okay. There can be a supply diffuser, there will be a return diffuser, and there will be an exhaust diffuser as well. Okay, so diffuser के कितने types होते हैं? There are three type of diffusers. Okay, one is called supply diffuser, one is called return diffuser, and the third one is called the exhaust diffuser basically. Okay, noted? Supply, return, and exhaust. Okay, now the supply diffusers provide the supply of the fresh air. The return diffusers suck the the carbon dioxide from the air basically. There means CO2. Okay, and the exhaust diffusers is also means it takes the carbon dioxide as well as the odor from from the room basically. Okay, so like generally the exhaust diffusers are always in the kitchen, the pantry areas, or into the washrooms or the restrooms areas basically there. Okay, and generally the supply diffusers and the return diffusers are generally in the rooms basically there. Okay, so exhaust diffusers are generally in the pantries or the kitchen areas or the restrooms, and the supply and the return diffusers are generally into the main rooms basically. Okay, so supply diffusers provide the fresh air into the room, and the return diffuser sucks the CO2, means all the heat from the room basically. And that's how the cycle of fresh air continues into the entire room basically. Okay, now in order to work with this cycle basically, how this sorry,
the screen went, so.
oh, screen went off. 1 minute. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for the working of the supply diffuser basically we required a unit basically from where the fresh air comes basically. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a model, a 3D model basically where you can clearly understand how does the centralized air conditioning systems works in the entire building. Okay, so I'm just going to open a Revit model file for you so that you understand betterly in 3D. Just 1 minute. Okay. Let me open this particularly file so that you understand. Okay. Right. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are my supply diffusers basically. This is from this element or from this equipment, the fresh air would be coming in basically. Okay. So the blue ones are the supply diffusers and the magenta colors are the return diffusers. Means all the the carbon dioxide or the heating air would be sucked from this particularly diffuser and it will return back to the duct basically. Okay, and from these duct work you get all the supplement of the fresh air basically. Now where these fresh air actually come from basically, so there will be a mechanical equipment placed on the roofing of this particularly building or maybe in the basement basically. Okay, so if I go into the roofing level of this particular project, here it is. So I have a equipment or a mechanical equipment basically which is generating fresh air basically okay, and it is supplying on the supply ducts basically okay. So when I show you in 3D model, you'll understand much clearly. Right. So as you can see, there is a mechanical equipment placed on the rooftop. Okay, this mechanical equipment is called AHU unit basically. AHU stands for air handling unit basically. Okay, so the air handling unit, what does it does? It generate a good amount of fresh air basically. Okay, and it supplies into these duct, and this duct actually travels all the way to the supply diffusers to each particularly levels over here. So you have let's say 3 levels or 4 levels basically there. So all these fresh air goes to all individual levels basically there. Okay, and it comes to through this equipment which is called diffusers, supply diffusers basically there. Now all my hot air basically there, okay, would be sucked in from this particular return diffusers and it will go back into this duct basically there, and it will be traveling all the way to the duct chamber. Okay, and it will be going back to this equipment basically there, and it will be thrown out basically there into the environment basically there. Okay, so all the hot air would be sucked in through the duct. Okay, and it would be coming all the way to the top basically there, and it would be then thrown out into the environmentations basically there. So that's how the cycle of the fresh air goes into the building basically there. Okay, now to control the air conditionings basically there, we also required one more equipment basically there, that is called VAV basically there. VAV stands for variable of air volume basically. Okay, so this is called VAV box basically there. It is like a like a air conditioning controller basically there. So supposingly I'm not occupying this particularly room, so I'll tell the VAV box to shut the fresh air basically there. So the fresh air will not be going and flowing into this particularly room, so it will stop the fresh air to come from this diffusers basically there. So this box is like a controller basically there. Okay, so inside this box actually looks something like this in reality. This is called VAV box. Okay, so this is the VAV box. Okay, and you can see there is a damper over here basically given. A damper is like a closer basically, like this. This is called a damper. So if I close the damper, what will happen? The fresh air would be coming, will be stop coming into this basically there. Okay, and then from this outlet it will not come to my diffusers basically there. Okay, that means in this particularly room, over here, you will not receive any sort of fresh air, because I'm telling my VAV to shut the fresh air to come into this duct and supply it over here basically there. But in the main ducts basically there is a continuous flow of duct basically there. Okay, so you can see this is my main duct basically there. The air will constantly flow, but if this is turned off basically there, that means this room will not receive any sort of fresh air basically there. Okay, and if I turn it on basically there, so then it will pass through back into my fresh air quantitation basically there. Okay, so that's how it works basically there. That's how the system works basically there. So a project like a hospital project or a school projects basically there, they constantly received fresh air basically there. Okay, but a room can be controlled through using the VAV box basically there, variable of air volumes basically there. Okay, understood the basic principalities of HVAC, how does it works?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll share you some of the more video works also of this file works basically there, so that you can understand the principle of VAV and AHU unit as well basically. Okay.
So do we need to make this as well?
Not in AutoCAD right now, but in the next project,
Okay.
yes, you have to make this basically.
Like
Current-
which project?
This is currently residential project basically there. Okay, so this will not have centralized air conditioning basically there, but we're going to do a
Okay.
next project that would be our commercial project, so that would be having centralized air conditioning basically.
Okay.
Let me show you which project. This project. So this is an hospital project. Okay, so this would obviously having centralized air conditioning systems basically with them. Okay, so you need to create centralized air conditioning, supply diffusers, return diffusers, exhaust ducts basically there, and we need to show the duct working as well, like we have shown this way. You can see this is the duct network basically there. Means from where the duct is coming. This is my main branch duct basically. Okay, this is the supply diffusers. Okay, this is again the supply diffusers. This is the return duct. Okay, we have the return grillers. Okay, on the duct. Okay, this is the VAV box. Okay, so that's how it comes basically. The fresh air comes to the VAV box, and then it passes through this another sub branches, and then it goes to the supply diffusers. So we'll create this into the commercial projects basically. Currently we are doing residential project. Now in the residential projects basically there we generally have the air conditioners basically. That means each room has a separate air conditioners basically there. So we just have to show the symbol of air conditioner. Okay, and we have to just place the model up over here. Okay, so supposingly we want to do the HVAC for this particularly bedroom over here. Okay, or for this particularly dining room over here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a new project, new. So the HVAC engineer will come into the same project location. Okay, go into the project folder and you will pick the same template that others have picked in. After that, what he's going to do, he's going to type XR, that is external reference. Then he's going to attach the DWG file, and he's going to attach the upper hierarchy file, that would be the interior designers files basically. Then make sure the specify on location is zeroed. And then now he will be able to see the work. Okay, and then you can start doing the Hvac designing basically. So we want to show that on this wall we have the air conditioner, okay, and somewhere over here we'll put the outdoor unit basically. Okay, so I'm gonna create a layer. I'm gonna call this layer as HVAC. Call this layer as M dash. M is for mechanical. We call this as air conditioner. Dash we'll call. We'll make the outdoor unit as well. Outdoor unit for the air conditioner, and the piping basically, the copper pipe. Okay, copper piping and the outlet pipe. Right, we can pick the air conditioner and we can create a symbol of air conditioning. Okay, so we gotta place the air condition on this particular wall over here. So yeah,
Can we use Monday's class for discussing of the 25 project and then this one, whatever progress in here?
sorry I didn't got you.
For Monday's class,
Uh-huh.
can we use it for discussion? Because I'm a little confused with like my 25 project and this one. So I'll share
Twen-
both with you on, like, I'll finish all the things that I need to by
Oh.
Monday, and then can we like discuss that in that class?
Chalega, no problem with that.
Okay. Because like I've made the whole plan and everything. Only like the detailed drawing till now. I don't know if I have to do just for the kitchen or other place also or what.
Others as well you need to do for the bed. You need to do the wardrobe designing as well. I've already shared the working drawings for the wardrobe as well.
Okay. Because like that time you had told me for kitchen, but then you sent me others, so that's why I was wondering like what to do.
Yeah, you need to make for the others as well basically. For the wardrobe also I
Okay.
have sent it, and I think for the beds also I have sent it.
So
The
do I
kitchen
make
also.
it the way that it is shown in this only? Like how
The
this is that
dimensions,
only?
the dimensions would be the exactly the one we have for this project basically. Okay, so
Okay.
dimension you need to make of this project. Okay,
Okay.
but the detailings would be of the reference that I gave to you basically.
Okay. So I have to just make it like that, but in our dimension.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Right, so we have just made an air condition like we are placing on this wall. So we showed that symbol. We can give a color to that symbol also. Make it darker blue. Okay, so we can understand that this is the air conditioner. Okay, now we need to make the outdoor unit symbol basically. So I'm going to create another rectangle. Let's say we place it right on this wall, on the outer wall over here, or maybe somewhere over here. This will go into the outdoor unit. Okay. So that's the outdoor unit, that's the air conditioner. And then we can show the copper pipings. Outdoor unit, we keep it in a different color. Now we just have to create the copper pipe. So copper pipe, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker in line. So we're going to tell that the copper piping for this particularly air conditioning would be, going through this wall till here basically. Okay. Like that. An offset of at least 0.5 inches or 0.75, sorry. Move this unit a little bit out that way. Can turn this 0.75. And you can again fillet this corner ends. Now there will be never be sharp ends basically there, so we need to fillet them a little bit. So I'm going to fillet it at least of 0.3 inches. The elbow sign over here, so there will be an elbow what we placed in for the copper piping. Okay, so that's the elbow line up, okay, to joint a piping basically there. So that's that. So outdoor unit, air condition, copper piping coming in, okay, and then we required the outlet pipe. So this is the outlet pipe. Okay, now the outlet pipe I can directly drop inside this particularly bathroom over here. Okay, so it can be drop inside this particularly bathroom. So supposingly we have a trap over here, a nanny trap over here, so I can directly drop it in basically, conceal and drop it in basically. Okay, so I'm going to do that way only. So I'm going to just show an outlet pipe from here. Okay, same thickness, 0.75 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to show a symbol of drop basically there. So to show the symbol of drop pipe basically, create a 2-point circle right over here this way. Okay, means the pipe is being dropped, means going downwards. There we go. So that's for one particularly room. Similarly we need to do for the other rooms as well. So supposingly we got to put the air condition on this particularly wall. Now I can copy this system. And the outdoor unit also I can copy it. The outdoor unit for this air condition can be right at this wall over here. So now the copper piping would be coming in and going in over here, and the outlet pipe, again we need to, there's no way that we can drop it over here or get it over here in this bathroom over here, so it would be a very long pipe basically, rather than we can drop it right over here only basically. Okay. And if you want to drop it in this bathroom, you need to shift the air condition to maybe on this wall over here rather than on the front facing of the wall. Okay, so we're gonna make the copper pipe. Set 0.75 inches. Fill it. The symbol of drop pipe. Going downwards. So that's for the second room basically. So that's one air condition, second air condition, the outdoor unit, okay, and the copper piping and the dropping basically. Okay. For this particular room, we dropped the outlet pipe in the bathroom only because there was a back, so we don't take it out basically. Okay, so it's going all the way in this room. So that's how you manage to create the air conditioning systems for a residential project basically. Okay, once the work has been done, you will obviously save this file. Okay, and you'll save it into the folder of the HVACs, and then we'll save it up over here, calling this file as HVAC files. Saved and done. Then the next particularly discipline will come, who is the next person, electrical. So we're gonna do the electrical working. Okay, so for the electrical working person guy, what he will do, will take the new command. He will also go into the same location of the folder, like Project X Engineering. Okay, take the same template, and then he will type the command that is XR, that is external reference. He will attach the HVAC file because इसके ऊपर HVAC work हुआ था, so we're going to pick that. It's going to open up 00, okay, done, and then you can see all persons work basically there. So we can see the air condition, you can see the furniture layouts and everything. Now what he needs to do, he needs to do the electrical designing, means he needs to place the switch points, he needs to do the MCB boards, basically the main switch boards, and the other elementations of the building basically. Okay, so supposingly we need to do the main board over here. We're going to decide that the main switchboard would be somewhere over here in the project. Okay, so we need to bring the files, means the block files basically there, okay, of the electrical symbols and things. So I think I've already shared this file also with you. We need to create these symbols of electricals.
So what is this file name called?
This is exercise number 25. I think I WhatsApped
I
you.
only have the Exref 25 plan. I don't have this.
Okay, I'll mail you this file again.
Thank you.
So you need to make this, you can see this kind of block models basically then. Now supposingly I wanted to do the lighting for this particularly room, where it's going. For this particularly room, so I want to place a light, and a light symbol over here. So we have already created that these file basically there, means the block file basically there. Okay, see the block file is there. Okay, I can double block it for saving it permanently round
So
ceiling.
do I also have to make these? Okay, should I take these blocks?
Just take this block.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to just do W enter so that I can use it into the other project as well. So simply I selected this object, press W enter, and then going to save it into a specific location. So I'm going to save it into the project folder only, where I had this project folder under the electrical. The electrical I'll call a folder called as blocks. Save the out save right over there. Done. So this is saved. Maybe I want somewhere square ceiling light, so I'm gonna just select that element, W enter, save it there. So now I can use these two files over here. So I'm going to press I enter, libraries, browse for that file, browse, go into that same folder location, electrical block. Let's take the light. Okay, so it's loading up. Once it's loaded, you can select that block and I can place this light point. Let's say we got to place it one right over here. Okay, and when I placed it, I get this information. So like, what is the cost of this light? So supposingly per light is costing rupees 1100 rupees. So I'm going to type 1100. The functionality of this light. So this is ceiling panel light, round ceiling panel light. So round ceiling panel light. Description, yeah, you could write it down, the description of this light. So this is let's say 20 watts basically, the round LED ceiling panel light. Okay, on what level we are applying? We are applying on the ground floor. who's the manufacturer for this light basically there. You can write the manufacturer's names basically there. Okay, so like Philips, so write the Philips manufacturer's name. What's the color of the light? So it's like cool white light or it's warm light basically there. You could write it down. What is the wattage of that light? 20 wattage. Okay, what's the volt of that light basically there? So how much volt of this light has been carrying basically there. So supposingly it's carrying 12 voltage of the light, so we'll write 12 voltage of the light. And this is the round ceiling light, so I'm going to write RCL basically, the round ceiling light basically. Click OK, we got that light placed basically there. Then I can copy these lights. Maybe one can be after every 4 feet there should be the light basically there, so I'm going to type 4 feet. Okay. And from this particularly point to the center there should be another 2 feet gapping, so it's not coming 2 feeted, so I'm going to just offset it 2 feeted, a line symbol. टू एंड हाफ फीट के बाद में हमेशा लाइट होता है. नॉट वेरी नियरेस्ट टू द सीलिंग. बैठो. वेरी गुड, दैट्स परफेक्ट. Then every 4 feet. I need to divide this room basically to spread it equally. It's better to do the division because it's not a square room basically, it's a rectangular room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a line over here to here. Type the command divide, div, enter. Select the object and I'm going to type 3 points. Then I'm going to type the command p type. Select the point style. Okay, so one light over here, one light over here. Again I can divide into 4 points supposingly. how the placement of the light goes. Then we'll decide that maybe the switchboard would be somewhere over here, or maybe on this wall only. Let's say that this is our switchboards over here. Then we take the spline command. स्ट्रक्चर ना, हाँ स्ट्रक्चर का है आज लेक्चर कब चल 6 to 8, but make sure she comes by 6. Then we can show the wirings. So like we want to show looping of the wire, so I'm going to use arcs over here. This wire, this point, spline. That it would be powered from this switchboard. Copy this R. These two lights would be again be powered through that switchboard. Now why did I did this means I will be having only 3 number of switches for 6 light basically. Means when I switch on one switch basically there, these 2 lights would be switched on basically there, because they are being looped basically there. Okay, can you see? Looped up basically there. Okay, again if I switch on another one basically there, these 2 light would be turned on together. Okay, and then again if I switch another one basically there, these 2 light would be turned on basically there. This is called wire looping basically there. Okay, if you want to do individually separately, so we need to show the wire lines for each light separate. Okay, that means each light has a separate switch basically there. Okay, noted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's how we do it. We also make the layers for the wirings and everything, so we're going to create a new group filter. We're going to call this as electrical. Called E dash lights, E dash switchboard, E dash MCB main circuit board or main distribution board, or you can call MDB also. MDB stands for main distribution board. Wire. Wire, different colors. Switchboard. Red colors. Darker red. You see these? The lights can be bit of cyan colors. So on the light goes into the lighting layers. Wire goes into the wiring layer. Switchboard goes to the switchboard layers. Let's say we make another main distribution board over here. So this is where the main distribution would be coming. Take the wiring. And I'll show a wiring that is going into the switchboard as well. So this switchboard is getting powered through this main distributing board basically. Okay, and these lights are getting powered through this particularly switchboard basically. So if I open you one of my student files for the same project to understand it. So these are the lights, these are the wirings that are going, looped wired. Okay, going to the switchboard over here. He has kept a bell point to control the bells as well. Okay, that's the main distributing board, MDB. Okay, so all the power is coming through this. Okay, there are some wall lights also that we have placed it, and the switch for this wall light is right over here in the switchboard basically. Okay, so we can come to know this through this loopings of series of wirings basically. Same over here in this room, so you can see these lights. Okay, all these have been connected to this switchboard. The fan is also connected to this switchboard. These remaining lights are also from the switchboardings. Okay, and the switchboard is getting powered through the MDB over here. Okay, so we just have to show the connection. How does the connection actually works up basically? How do you connect basically the lightings and everything basically? Okay, a very simple example I'll give you for one of the other projects here. 1 minute. Okay, so as you can see, we have placed the symbol of the light and we are showing this is the wire which is going into this particularly switchboard basically. Okay, that means all the controller of these lights are from this switchboard over here. Okay, even we have these lights over here where the bar counters are there, and they are being also controlled through this particularly switching board basically. Okay, then we come into this kitchen. Also you have these two fans, it's been connected to the switchboard. These lights, okay, they are all connected to this switchboard. Okay, so that's how we create a network of electrical designing. Okay, and then later on we create a legend stating that the symbol means what. This is a spotlight. Okay, so spotlight, square lights, chandelier, fan, bell point, camera point, speakers, telephone outlet, bracket light, okay, tube light symbol, wooden ceiling, false ceilings, lining, curtain lining, pelmet lighting basically. Okay, that's how we complete the electrical designs of a project. Okay,
Yes, sir.
right, so I'll send you this file also so that
Yes, sir, please.
will be helpful for one. Shall I WhatsApp you or shall I mail you?
So can you mail it to me?
Okay.
And so can you also send the 25?
Yeah, I'm saying that as well.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so both the files I've sent it to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll post some video links on the Google Classroom about the MEP class as well. So I've,
What is MEP, sir?
mechanical, electrical and plumbing, means the HVAC.
Okay.
Okay, in short we call MEP over here. So
Okay.
1 minute. Share the study materials. Okay, I'll share you these books.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've shared you the study material also for the HVAC. Okay, it's a link.
Okay, sir.
If you
Thank
click
you.
on the link, it's a video, so you'll understand it betterly in that.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll see you now directly on Monday.
Monday.
Okay, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sir. Thank you.
Most welcome with that.
Bye.
Bye bye.